Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to X Marks the Box, an X Marks podcast. My name is Potato Chief, and I am with my good friend Alice. Hi, Alice. How are you
Hi,
doing today?
I'm good, thanks. I think it's just after all that crazy summer and this heat, it started to cool down, and I think I'm not using a fan in the moment, and this
Yeah.
when there's a howling which kind of cools it right down, but at the same time I just feel a bit grog, not feeling super great.
Yeah, I'm feeling very fatigued today, and yes, well, just in general, the last few weeks I've been feeling very fatigued. Just
Yeah,
very tired. Yeah, so this week's episode, we're not going to be doing what we've been playing or general news because basically the topic of the show is the entire show. This is a Halo Infinite special, I guess. The Yappening. What the hell is Yappening with Halo? Basically,
yeah.
we're
I think a part of it is just that we're being so upset by what they revealed recently that
yeah,
we got to discuss nothing but Halo for the next hour or two because this is not good. It's not
no,
really happening to be a good thing. It's just a yapping.
yeah, it's not happening.
I think
Uh,
the event this week is just like what the metaphor is. It's just all silly now.
yeah, I mean, every single week we've done the Xbox the Box podcast, we seem to find a way to talk about Halo and what's going on in the with 343. But this week they've dropped a lot of news, and a lot of it is negative news, not a lot of good news. There's a couple of good things in there, but I mean the vast majority of it is negative. Well, let's start off with the news that there's no co-op, local co-op anymore. Going to be released in Halo Infinite, even though people have glitched it and managed to play Halo Infinite with split screen on the original Xboxes. Uh, Yet they're not letting people. They're not going to actually develop it any further, which is weird to me. It's fully
Yeah,
functional, yet they're not going to release it officially. Weird. What do you think?
I just don't really get this because they said they're gonna get the local co-op sorted out, and they know that this is a huge drawback of Halo 5, so they trying to make sure this happens for Halo Infinite. But then they're scrapped. So why
Yeah.
scrap it if it's actually working on the system? They even got it working on the Xbox One, so there's got to be a big explanation as to why this couch co-op not works. Maybe it's just something to do with when the players go too far out, it could cause problems, or whether it's
Maybe.
just not something working like that. But if they feel that there's too many bugs with it to even allow it, then this is not acceptable. But
No, I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
and
it's
it's
just
sorry.
basically what happened is that after we did a podcast episode, which probably at the same time we released it, and we're talking
Yeah,
about the PlayStation 5 price wise,
yeah,
343 Industries have been demanded to bring out this roadmap, and they have revealed what we didn't want to hope. We initially hoped that season 3 is going to be on November,
yeah,
and that's where we get loads of new content, since season 2 is just too spread thinly. But
yeah,
now it's been delayed all the way to March. It's not 3 months, it's actually 4 months. So what
yeah,
we got instead is we have the winter update where we got co-op that's only online, and you've got mission replay as well, and you
yeah,
also got Forge Beta too. But what's on top of it is you only get 2 new maps and a
yeah,
30 tier battle pass, along with a couple of more events, and possibly changing some quality of life improvements, as well as some match XP, which is in its beta stage.
yeah.
But this is still not acceptable because
No.
this is a point where we could get season 3 along with Forge and campaign co-op as was mentioned select.
Yeah, and if I'm not 100% sure, but isn't the two new maps that they're releasing now, they both Forge maps that they've been created in Forge, so they're not even like proper official two new maps as far as I'm aware. And I think
Oh,
and a 30 and a 30 tier battle pass. Well, I've got the 100 tier battle pass, and I could go through that in about 2-3 weeks very easily. A 30 tier one, that's not gonna last till March next year. I mean, it's nice that it's free and it's a free battle pass for some people to play, but it's not. It doesn't feel substantial enough, really. Isn't they also they're releasing a new XP system as well? I think that's what they said.
yes.
So I'm hoping that they
I
fix
think,
the issues with XP. Maybe that might be a good thing. I'm not sure.
well, I can say that they are looking to offer experience for completing every match, and it could be flexible based on your performance. So if they're going to do that, just like with Halo Reach, that's
Yeah.
promising. But that's only going to be a slight thing because I don't think it is one of the huge problems of the game. Also,
No.
with a 30-tier battle pass, I didn't know that the maps could well be like Forge maps because it looks like normal maps to me, but I don't know because as far as I know, the Forge beta may come up with 4 maps for the Forge, and Detachment and Argyle could as well be like normal maps. But
I
we'll
might be
find
wrong.
out over the next. Yeah, that's right.
I
We
po-
might probably be.
I'm probably wrong, but that's what I've heard. I heard that was a rumor, maybe I've heard that incorrectly. But yeah, I got the roadmap up here. I mean, they do look like new maps from the picture. Then we got the joint fire event, whatever that is. Covenant one flag. I hate one flag. Capture the flags are so annoying, but okay. Quality of life improvements. So it's been a year since the game's come out, and they're still fixing some of the issues that we have at launch. It's maddening.
I I also need to mention that there's a winter contingency too, which could happen throughout Christmas. But I
Yeah,
don't know how different it is, like whether it's a repeat of winter contingency with
yeah,
some extra content, possibly with some unreleased content too, just like with Overwatch's Halloween event.
yeah.
I'm
I mean,
I'm guessing this is it.
I've got with the winter contingency plan. I got like the it's like the winter colors, isn't it? Like I imagine it'll be
Yes.
the exact same thing. It'll probably be the exact same shade, essentially for people who missed out last year. So that would be a bit disappointing if that's the case, because I've already got all that stuff.
Mm.
I mean, I love Halo, and the multiplayer I still think is a lot of fun. It's weird because you'd think of all the companies in under Microsoft's umbrella, you think Halo would have the most budget and have the biggest studio with the most people behind it, and it feels like they never seem to have enough resources to do anything. Like they're not making the co-op because of resources, and then they basically we've had what, like 2 new maps since launch. Like that seems crazy to
Well,
me. Like
yeah,
I,
because by the looks of that 30-tier battle pass, they got some of the stuff that you get on Mark 5B armor core, and I think it's like I thought there will be a cross core for armor pieces, but it looks as if they're not only like releasing unreleased content for Witch armors, but also like using some of the pieces to go on the Mark 7 armor as well. So, which is why this is to me the 30-tier battle pass. It could be could well be an extension to the Heroes of Reach battle
yeah.
pass. So I'm not that excited about it either.
No, it's baffling to me. It's just as I said, it doesn't feel like they've. It feels like they haven't got enough resources to make the game like it's supposed to be a live service game and it's meant to have stuff like constantly, but it never seems to be able to have enough stuff. They just spread everything really thin, as you said, they spread everything really thin and just over like long periods. I mean, I'm not a part of 343, so I don't know how the company works, but it does seem weird to me. Like this should be like because Halo is like the biggest IP that Xbox owns. This should be having as much stuff as Fortnite or Call of Duty or an Apex, and it does feel like it falls way below that when it comes to the amount of content that comes with it. And I don't know why. It's weird. It's a very strange thing. Um,
Well, that's the thing
uh,
because uh, the co-op stuff was expected to be last month. That did not happen along with Mission Replay. We even seen videos of it working, and they said they're going to be bringing new achievements. Instead, we will be waiting 3 months for it, and it just seems weird because they promised that this will come out soon, but now it's just going to be delayed to November along with the Forge beta. But to make matters worse is that Season 3, many people said that this is going to get better when it comes to that. Plus, the Forge beta's like got some maps, bits of things working with it, so maybe it draws more people in.
Yeah.
But if you take a look at this, it just seems that the focus of it is that they still be focusing on doing fixes like quality of life and improvements, updates to Forge beta, and they'll be bringing in like in-game reporting and custom game browser, which it's been out of the game for over the year. But along with the battle pass and 2 new maps, they're going to throw in like 1 new weapon, which is a DMR, which is known as the Bandit Rifle, and there's the Shroud Screen, which is new equipment. But with that time given, they could have like added in new weapons like the leaked double-barrel shotgun, field cannon, or even the binary rifle or some sort. Well, light rifle or some sort like that. And they only like announced 1 weapon. Of course, it could be subject to change because they could have more weapons and more equipment. But it just makes me think like, why do they need more time to be able to add a single new weapon to the game over the year after the game's launch, along with new equipment? It just, to me, it just baffles me. Like, why do they need to have more time? Why do they need more time to like keep developing content when season 2 is just like so thin?
Yeah, what concerns me is as well that this game was delayed a year as well. Like, could you imagine the game we got if it came with the console? It would have been like, I don't know, it's maddening. I really, I'm trying to see the positives in it, but it's very difficult. It is very spread thin, as you said. The new gun sounds cool, but like, really, we're gonna add 1 gun after a year and a half of content. Like, they should be added. I don't know. This is something they shouldn't even be on the roadmap. It's just something that should just drop randomly. You know.
I just don't, because I know the DMR. They finally added it to the game in some form, and I appreciate it. But it's already missing like some of the games that have been leaked for over the year, and I just don't quite understand still. Like, at the moment, the game is literally it's the same game as you get from launch, and it's just lacking a lot of features as what Reach launched.
Yeah.
And now it's just like they're adding 1 bit of content and somehow allows more time. And it won't be long until people realise that this is literally a new same old game with a live service attached to it. And people would be expected to spend money in order to get all the cosmetics in the game. And so far, it's worth over $1,000 to buy all of it, when people would be expecting content in return. So this is just weird. Now, I would add that there are people who are complaining about this game. When the game was delayed, they lost hope and they just got so mad that they want 343 like to be fired from like doing Halo. To me, I just like said that it could be a very bad thing, that this game could well be beyond redemption. And the only positives I have is that adding in Forge could save the game because it could add maps. There's the Guardian map that's already been remade in it, and someone is already working with the creator to get it on the matchmaking playlists, I hope, or even like get it working in the game. But there's even like new maps like made for Halo, which we also hope it could be in the matchmaking. But there's also season 3, which could add enough content to keep the game going. But then, how soon would this need to be before we realise that this game is over?
No, it's yeah. I mean, I'm a massive Halo fan, so I will be playing season 3. I know
Mm.
there's a lot of people I know who have dropped off and won't go back to it. I mean, that is the issue. Is like how what's the fan like how many fans are they going to have that are going to be returning? Like you've kind of you keep burning your fans and keep disappointing them. Like how often are you expecting them to return to play your game? I think if season 3 is substantial enough that they might bring some people back, but I don't know.
I
I mean,
think
the core
I
of the
think when
multiplayer
yeah, I think
is great.
since we can do polls on like Twitter and YouTube, we should set
Yeah,
some up and like get people's thoughts on this.
yeah.
But apart from
I'm
that,
into that.
yeah. But I think it's also that the people who are like so negative of the game, I mean, to play like that, to to play two sides to this and have a more fair discussion, I think people are playing like expecting way too much over the game.
Yeah,
Not to like defend 343, but I think there's a few people who are suggesting that Forge and co-op should be at the launch of Halo Infinite. But
yeah,
to me, I think this is actually expecting a bit too much because if you think about it, Halo 5 did not launch with Forge. You have to like wait for the DLC to add Forge in,
right.
and the co-op doesn't have like couch multiplayer as well. But it's understandable because um, you have like Halo 5 is an Xbox One game. It means it has more resources.
Yeah,
But if you compare this with Halo Infinite, it's already got tons of content. You get it through like loot boxes, but even so, you still have plenty of content, and you just have to wait for the Forge, which actually improves the game. But with Halo Infinite, it is understandable that it's already lacking a lot of content, and this should be a bigger concern to do with like Forge and co-op at
yeah,
launch. I would say that don't expect too much from the game because the games like that takes more resources, and it's those sort of games that actually gets people into crunches and everything else.
that's
But I
true.
think it's also fair to say that this game has taken a year's delay to get this done, and it's still like lacking content. Even the campaign has got like about third or two of the content that is like missing from the game's release. So it just I think it's kind of inexcusable about like the lack of content there.
Yeah,
I know that people should not really like try to ever expect anything in this game, especially it's a huge project. But at the same time, there's a lot of valid points on why it's not acceptable for free to not even deliver everything, especially when they made a lot of promises they can't keep.
yeah. I mean, but the thing is, how can Bungie have managed to do this? Bungie would always like manage to. Granted, it was on an Xbox 360, so you had to make less textures and less assets, but Bungie always seemed to manage to hit these targets when they were in charge of the Halo, and they do. And with Destiny, they seem to be able to keep a roadmap and keep going. And then there's stuff like Call of Duty every year brings out a game with tons of content. But as much as I don't like Call of Duty, they do seem to manage to every year bring out stuff. As you said, crunch culture is an issue. I mean, maybe there is some crunch when it comes to Call of Duty, but it is baffling to me that there's other companies doing it and doing it much better than 343. So I don't know why they're I say that like Halo Infinite came out, it still runs better than the latest Battlefield game. That was somehow that was even worse than this when it comes to. And at least this is a functioning game. So like if you want to have a positive spin on it,
Yes, that's right.
but but it's like the fact we get Call of Duty every year and it seems to always seem to have a level of quality to it. I don't think I've ever heard of a Call of Duty game coming out with no content and it being buggy. You know, and the same with Apex and all the other games like that. It's yeah. As I said, Destiny, Bungie being the fathers of Halo, the ones who created Halo in the first place. They seem to know how to hit all these targets, whereas 343 don't. They seem to stumble. I mean, they still haven't really been able to take up the mantle, even though they've had Halo longer than Bungie did. They still don't seem to be able to live up to Bungie still after all these years. It's crazy.
Well, well, actually, if you think about it, in 6 years with Bungie, they got all three Halo games out, and they even have enough time before the 10th anniversary to bring out Halo Reach.
Yeah,
That's impressive. 343, the 3 years after Halo Reach, Halo 4 comes out, and 3 years later, Halo 5. But it takes 6 years to do Halo Infinite. And part of what I would imagine being the reason of why it took this long, because I think they have visions like what Halo 6 could have been like. They would have a staff from like Halos 4 and 5. But I
yeah,
imagine there's a huge reshuffle that caused the vision to be changed, and they ended up making Halo Infinite, which goes back to the roots, gave for the open world.
yeah,
And also they hired some other like staff, especially from who are used to be part of a Halo development teams, to like get this game back to what it was like before. But even that, it doesn't seem to make a huge ton of difference of how
no,
it's going to be like.
yeah. It's So, the only like real valid excuse I could give the fact is that they are working on more advanced hardware, and obviously they gotta make higher end graphics, and they have to make more intelligent AI and stuff like that than Halo, the Bungie games, which are on 360. But if you play them in the Master Chief Collection, which they've finally got working properly, they still hold up very well, and I feel like. I don't know. I mean, Halo 4 was on the Xbox 360. It looked very pretty, but it didn't really. I feel like, apart from it looking really nice, it didn't really have the standard of a Bungie game as far as I'm concerned. Especially with the
Yeah,
multiplayer, which is essentially just a Call of Duty clone. I played a
yeah.
lot of it, but it was essentially a Call of Duty clone, Halo 4, um, which is disappointing. Uh, yeah, I mean, maybe do you think the 343 are the right people to deal with this game, or do you think they need help?
I
Like,
I
what do you
don't know
think?
really, because uh 343 is pretty much the remnant of Bungie. It's just
Yeah,
that people who worked on Halo decided to form a studio, and it was made specially for like Halo. But I think it's just more of a case of like Halo needs to keep on going, and so they hired a lot of talent just to keep giving players to the players. But the reason the Halo project was there is to like have fun, as what many Bungie devs have said. And
yeah,
then Bungie decided that after wrapping up on Halo, they decided to go on and work on like Destiny, to work as a much more ambitious project. But it seems that 343 is just they want to expand on Halo, give more Halo to the players. But what they did instead is they made it more competitive, tries to compete with the likes of Call of Duty, and it's just when the downhill started to fall. Like, I know the
yeah,
Halo 5 didn't work out well, even the campaign wasn't that great. Then Halo
no,
Infinite came out. Campaign was better, but it's it's not any better, to say at least.
yeah,
But then again, I don't really have any strong opinions on like 343, apart that they are literally getting a bit tired, and as if they're not pouring a lot of passion into this project anymore.
yeah. I mean, essentially, the name as you said, the name 343 is just a company. Like, there's probably not the same people who made Halo 4 and the same people making Halo Infinite. I feel like obviously a lot of people would have moved on and changed places or changed positions. As you said, the lead from Halo 3 and ODST, I've forgotten his name now, is back in control of Halo again. Um, and it's like, yes, I mean, like, I do feel like maybe they just need more resources, more people. Maybe I don't know. What I really feel like
Well,
they need someone who like maybe like with the Doom reboot, they had people who were like loved the original Doom and grew up with it and had ideas for it. I feel like you kind of need someone who's a massive Halo fan to take over the franchise and knows what they want for going forward. You know what I mean? That's what I feel like you need. I
but the
feel
big
like
question is, did they bring in like Halo fans to begin with for free? Because I'm pretty sure
yeah,
Microsoft, from what I read, doesn't seem to be hiring more people at the moment due to what's happening at the moment.
yeah. They should. That's the thing. Obviously they do seem to be short staffed somehow. I don't know. Like, that's what it seems like. Their excuse is always resource management, isn't it? Like we don't have enough resources to do this, we don't have enough resources to do that. So surely that means if you
Well,
hire more people, you would have more resources, right? I mean, I don't know
well, I
exactly
think,
how it works. But...
well, I think it's just when you say like short-staffed, I think it just seems as if they got enough resources to deal with quality of life improvements. Like, are they actually going to be committed to like pour all of the remaining resources they have just to like get rid of desync issues, clamp down on cheating, or even like trying to make the game better right down to its UI? I mean, do you believe 343 would actually do well with the quality of life improvements over the next like 7 months?
I always try and give them the benefit of the doubt, but for their track record, I'm going to say no. I mean, unfortunately, they haven't had the
Hmm.
best track record when it comes to most things. When it comes to Halo, as I said, it feels like they were given Halo from Bungie, and they've stumbled the whole time. Like Halo 4 had amazing. Halo 4 had a good story, but had and it was pretty, but it didn't have very good multiplayer. Halo 5 had good multiplayer, but it had microtransactions and loot boxes in it, and the story was terrible. And now, if Halo Infinite, the story mode was good, the multiplayer is solid, but there's not enough content to keep people coming back.
Yeah.
So they still haven't quite managed to hit the right balance that Bungie did. After all this time, they've had it for just as long as Bungie had it, if not longer, and they're still struggling. And I'm
Yeah.
rooting for them. I want them to do well. It's just I don't, they haven't had the best track record. I'm trying to put my faith in them, and I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, but my patience is running thin, and I think that's the same with a lot of Halo fans. To be honest,
Well, to me, if they can get rid of the issues that have been plaguing the game for years, I mean, for a year, that's fine. If they can get
yeah,
rid of the desync and stuff like that, that's good. But what I really wanted to see is like, if they're going to be committed to quality of life improvements, what kind of improvements they have? Because what I'm hoping is should be like delivering more cross core customizations. Like they should have access to other pieces from other cores, as well as like proteins and even like bits like that. I bought the Chrome skin for like the Iron Strike one, and it looks really good. But I bought it as a with a benefit of the doubt because I thought this may could end up being made available for other cores. If that doesn't happen, then part of my money is wasted. So,
yeah,
but I still have this hope where that all coatings could be used across all cores. Hence, the I would rather want to see more cross-core customization because this will make the appearance of the game much nicer. But
yeah,
what I'm most wanted more of from the game is to improve the UI because if you think about it, like at the moment it's like a bit stagnant. It doesn't take advantage of a white space, and it just has a lot of elements that you don't really care. All you want,
yeah,
well, one is to be able to have a bigger portion of the screen to show all the playlists, not to mention having more playlists in.
yeah,
Have a
definitely.
store that has more pages of stuff to buy. Because if you look at the Paladins, you have Deal the Days and bits like that. Scroll over and you've got like DLC to buy. Then you scroll over the next few pages and you have options to buy using bounty coins or you pay for chests to unlock content. But Halo Infinite's shop is just literally like, you go over there, see what's on this week, forget about it. Used to be daily offers, but it's been scrapped because season 2 is being made so spread so thinly that daily offers are just a bit of a waste of time. But then they haven't even bothered to bring back season 1 items, even though they said they're going to be bringing back in some shape and form. So I still hope they could be still committed to make sure that season 1 items will make a comeback. But at the moment, it's just like shop, see if there's stuff coming back next week. But then you just don't feel as compelled to like buy any of this stuff. And I would imagine more Halo fans will feel as if their money may have been misplaced in the first place.
For me, I feel like this game needs to fix the progression system. That's my the main issue, is that we have weekly challenges, and a lot of the weekly challenges are like play this mode or play that mode or kill certain amount of people with this gun and all that. I'm like, I don't want to play half the modes that you've told me to play. Like, I want to just play what I want to play. And it is like, and also, if you complete all the weekly challenges, which is very easy to do, you have nothing to do for the rest of the week. You're like, oh,
yes,
I've got a water bottle now, so I can't now I can't play for the next 5 days because I haven't got anything to progress, but like no more progression. So it's like, that's annoying. I feel like there should be more progression, and I feel like maybe like have like even if it's just a second level, like so you have your like obviously your battle pass is 100 levels, and then maybe just have another level that's just overall level. So like you're level 250 or something ridiculous, even if it just goes up to like infinite number, and then you have it on your profile, like so you like because you can't even have that anymore. Like on Halo 3 and stuff, you'll be able to see what level your friends are and stuff, and what stuff they like goals they've done and stuff like that. It'd be nice to have some kind of progression, which is like an overall level, an overall like progression level. So you've completed Battle Pass 1 and Battle Pass 2 and a load of little Battle Passes. So you're like level 250 or something, and you could just keep leveling up by playing the game. Like that would be something, and you could just have that on your profile as well. So when people see your profile, they go, "Oh, this guy's played like 200 hours of Halo, then he must be an expert or whatever." You know, like just something like that. Just like, you know, even if it's just a badge on your profile, just to show that you've been playing it. You know, you're still playing it, even though you've finished the battle pass. It would just be something nice, like an extra incentive. You know, even if it isn't like something amazing, just like a little badge would be fine. Like a little gold emblem by your name.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think it's just. I think I was like trying to think of like something to say. Like, I don't know. It's just I was just gonna try to think of something, but then I don't think there's a lot to expect in the game anyway. But anyhow, so
I mean,
yeah, so basically, with the roadmap, it's being released of September the 1st, and it could be subject to change. When I saw that, I just thought it looks like, I think it could well be going to improve. So that's cool. But then I think many people would say that there could be more delays to it.
yeah.
What do you think?
That's considered. It's subject to change. I don't like the sound of that. So I'm looking at the roadmap. So like more maps is good. We need more. We need more maps. More stuff to do. Just more modes is always good. I don't know. I'm still a bit at our end. I'm really curious what this match XP beta is going to be. As I said, like the new XP system. Hoping that's going to be good. And new maps. So.
Well, I think the thing is, if as much as I would say, because I'm getting really bored of the game, getting burnt out, and this challenge system is really getting on my nerves. Paladins is better because you have daily challenges, you can get more experience, and there's Trials of the Realm, which you can like they're challenging, but you can get something out of it.
Yeah.
And there's even like other games where you can do challenges, get awards you want, and there's even really good ones in like Fall Guys. But Halo is just like you're expected to go through all the weekly challenges just to get a huge award, and you don't know whether these awards are coming back. So therefore, it's like as if you're expected to grind in order to get the best outfit. I mean, do you feel this is what Halo's giving you that experience?
I mean, I'm not. Yeah, I don't. When the beta was out and the early access and like I would be playing this every day for hours and hours and hours on end. Now I just basically I'll dip in, maybe play an hour a week if that now, because the weekly rewards just never seem to be worth it anymore. As I said last week, it was a water bottle. It's a little water bottle you can stick on your leg. It's like, ooh, wow, thank you.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. Did you get that in the end?
No, I didn't bother. I didn't see the point.
Me neither.
I was like, what was the point? And this week it's just an emblem. I think it's like, no, thank you. I'll come back for like the Yappening and like seasonal events or where they have like a weekly event thing. But yeah, I really want to play it all the time. Like I love Halo and like Halo 3 I would literally play every day. But there's just not enough content. And it's like we're a year in and there's still the same maps. Like there's literally only added 2 maps since the launch. Like it's ridiculous.
I may add about the wiki rewards because I did give up on a lot of stuff. Even the Wolfang's being swapped with a Mark 5B Pfizer. It's just like I didn't go for that, so there's Wolfang coming up, but I just got so disenfranchised with the game that I didn't go for that. I did it like gave in for the Knife Dance Pfizer because it's the same week where the cross-core Pfizers have arrived, that update. And then I did the weekly award afterwards to get a Kylian Strand. It's a nice yellow armor, not too special, but it was worth grinding for it, and the challenges were not bad. Then I ignored the Wolfang knife on the Rakisha armor, and even like didn't go for the vapor bottle thing. And this week it's just like, oh, it's interesting to get this Wart key ring. And then I'm thinking like, probably not, because I just found myself so frustrated with the challenges that when I was like found there's a win matches in like tactical slayer, I think this is too much of a grind for it. Use a challenge swap and it's like get a double kill and like tactical slayer. Turns out it's too hard for me to get a double kill, and I got fed up with it. So I just tried to use as much challenge swaps and see if I can go for something that would go well with a Yappening playlist.
Yeah, that's what
got the headshots thing.
Yeah.
But then I said, nah, I'm just going to sign something more. Wasted more challenge swaps. And then I got like, yeah, I'm going to stick with the Needler 10 kills. But at least there's some like good resources of Needlers around. So it's like, I think that would live with it. But this is how much I feel about this game. Is just like, it just feels as if you'll have to, it feels like a chore. Like you have to go through all of this. And once you're done with it, you'll be so glad you leave this game because you just literally playing the same game just to get that blasted award. Yeah. Which is why that apart from 1 week where there's a Scarlet Hunter, which is a bright red Pfizer, the rest of it is not worth playing for. I thought that Parasite Ictor is going to be like interesting. But the only time that I may feel like next week is just checking the shop and see if they got any items for worth it. But I just think it's just not really worth it because you know that the 343, they're not really sticking to their targets. No. And it just feels as if you're not really getting a lot of return for what you do for the whole game. Which is why if they have to do more delays, delay Season 3 a bit longer, and doing all this stuff, then I'm not going to touch multiplayer ever again.
Yeah.
If there's campaign DLC coming up, cool. But I just don't really have a lot of hope for this game and feel that, I mean, they have already delayed Season 3, so I'm not going to be surprised if they delay any more, because the more they just like keep like not sticking to the game's targets, the more the people are gonna feel as if they only be given lip service and end up thinking as if the team is in absolute shambles. And this leads to the future of the game because there's a couple of things that we need to discuss that
Yep.
we feel it's going to come to Halo Infinite, which is Project Tanka and a campaign DLC.
That's true. Yeah.
Do you know about them?
Yeah. So Project Tatanka is the battle royale, which should be coming out soon. That's been rumored for a while, and there's still no sign of it. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. So I feel like me and you are two of the most like big Halo fans that I know of. Both of us are basically like, ugh, can't be bothered playing anymore. Like, what's that say about your game, really? Like, I want to keep playing it, but I don't feel like I'm incentivized to keep playing it. I feel like, and I feel like there's not enough option, not enough variety. I don't know. Like I would play Halo 3 and then like one day I'll be just like, you know what? I'm just gonna play Griffball for like a day, or I'll just play this mode for a day, or like, oh, this is fun. We'll do this one instead. Like I like variety. Like I like Infection and Griffball, and I like Sumo and all those modes that you had on the Halo 3. Like Action Sack was just the most fun. That's what they was called, was Action Sack, wasn't it? But yeah. So anyway, we were talking about the future. Tatanka a battle royale mode for or battle royale game, because I don't even know if it's a mode. I think it is literally Halo Battle Royale, and it's going to be its own thing. That works, I think. I mean, Halo, we got the vehicles, we got the weapons, you got. I mean, a battle royale just makes so much sense in the Halo universe. It's like the perfect universe for a battle royale. Like you could like you're already on like a ring planet that you can make smaller. It's like everything about it is just perfect for it. So I mean, is that coming anytime soon? I don't know. I feel like if it was coming this year, they would have announced it by now. So probably not. I would say probably next year. I would say.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, after all those leaks and certain Infinity already like contributing to this whole mode, the better question is, where's the gameplay? They said they're going to work on it, so is this in development or not? Because I imagine that this is like you reusing the Halo Infinite's open world maps from campaign to use as a battle royale, but then it just seems like it's too good to be true at this rate, and I just don't know. Like, is this going to be a bit late for them to introduce battle royale to Halo Infinite now? What do you think?
Yeah. I don't know. I think people will come back to play the battle royale mode, but I don't know where it is. Like when we were going into E3 this year, I was like, oh, this is when they're going to announce it, because there's nothing this year. We have nothing like big coming out this year. Like literally, we got Pentiment, and we got what Higher Life, and we got like basically like 3 or 4 big game, like 3 or 4 double A games coming out this year, really, like smaller games. We haven't got a big battle, like a big game. It was like, if this battle royal was close to being done, I'm sure they would have tried to push it to come out this year. I can't see it coming out until 2023, like late 2023 at this rate, maybe even 2024. But I think people will come back for it because people like battle royales. I don't know how long they'll stay. They might only play 2 games and then go, but yeah, I think people will try it, and I think people will give it a chance, but I don't know how long it's going to last for. Hopefully it's good. Fingers crossed.
I think when you have certain Infinity working on it, this is going to be promising, and therefore, next year, 2023, is the biggest opportunity for certain Infinity to announce and to release this Battle Royale mode. And if they don't, then we can treat it as if it doesn't exist for it. Although I would find this very amusing if they somehow announced it as a standalone game and not use any Halo assets. And they'll be like, yep, that's right, Halo Infinite, it's got like Battle Royale. Oh, it turns out that it's made into a different franchise, just like how Creative Assembly has announced another FPS game which is coming out soon, which doesn't use Alien's license, so anything
All
is
right.
possible.
I mean, I'm hoping he'll stick to the Halo license. That'd be a bit strange if they did that. But yeah, I mean, the rumor is it's gonna be its own game. Like, because Call of Duty, you got Call of Duty Warzone, and you get the yearly Call of Duties as well. So Modern Warfare and stuff. So it'd probably be just like that, I imagine.
Well, if you think about it though, hey, Call of Duty is going to come out at the same time that the winter update is going to come, and this would have been the opportunity for Season 3 to come out. In fact, it could have been in August in the first place, and they could have released it, and we could even like see Forge and Forge all of in November. But because it's so delayed, Halo Infinite is likely to be completely enveloped by Call of Duty. Also, there's even the suggestion that Microsoft could as well add Call of Duty games over to Game Pass. So when that happens, Halo Infinite could be done for.
I mean, yeah, like Call of Duty will be. They've already said if they get Activision, they will be putting all their games on Game Pass. So Overwatch, Call of Duty, all of that, it's going to be on Game Pass. So interesting. Yeah, as you said, it might kill Halo. I don't know. I feel like Halo's strong enough IP that it can still survive, but they need to make sure that they need to put more effort in. I don't know what it is. It just feels like they haven't got enough content, as you said. I don't know. I'm still gonna play Halo, even if I'm the only one, because I don't like Call of Duty. I never have. I don't like military stuff. I'm not really into Call of Duty. Like, I feel like it comes down to almost like military propaganda kind of feel to it. Like, you know, like that's like
To
the kind of feel
me,
I get from Call of Duty, and I never like it because of that.
last time I played Call of Duty, as far as I know, is Black Ops 2.
Yeah.
I've only been on it for a few months, and it's a bit messy, but the campaign at least is like a bit fun.
Yeah, I'll probably give it a try if it's on Game Pass, but I haven't bought a Call of Duty game since Black Ops 2. I think Black Ops 2, and I mainly played it for the
That's
zombie
12.
mode.
That's 10 years ago.
Yeah, and I mainly played it for zombies. So like zombie mode's what I like zombie mode. I don't. As I said, I'm not super. I'm not really a big fan of the military in general, and like I feel like Call of Duty is like it's kind of military propaganda, almost like propaganda. It's like, you know, it's like, hey, look how cool we are. We're army men. But I don't know.
Just
I
reminds me though.
sci-fi.
It just reminds me though that Halo Infinite has yet to have a zombies mode in it called Infection.
Yeah, which is weird because Infection was such a big mode in the original games. I don't understand why that's still not a thing.
Well, there's there's Halloween coming up, so maybe 343 may surprise us with that infection mode. I don't know, because they haven't even mentioned whether this is going to come or it's likely to come randomly. But if they do, then this will like spice up the Halo Infinite. But I think it's just like 343. It's not really taking a lot into consideration, especially with the national holidays, or except from like Christmas. So
I mean, I think they said they're going to be bringing like a spy versus mercs mode. Like they had like a so it'd be like asynchronous multiplayer. Like one team has like invisibility cloaks and stuff like that, and the other teams has the other over shield and stuff. I think I can't remember what it was, but they did say there's gonna be a mode like that coming up. So yeah, maybe we get infection. Maybe we get infection mode around Halloween. That's a good shout. I hope they do that. But
well,
I was gonna say,
but I don't know because
343 if you're listening, do that.
well, I think it's also worth mentioning about the campaign DLC because when the games launch, there's mentions of like Spartan Log. So therefore, we could see missions with him like trying to get through the Halo Infinite ring.
Oof,
Nothing is mentioned about it. Then there's like rumors of more campaign DLC, which is going to be announced early this year, and it will be talking about the Endless. But when we go through the Xbox conference, no Project Tanaka, no battle royale, and no campaign DLC. Just a
Yeah,
little
strange.
slight mention of like season 3, which is not happening this year. So, and this just gives me some concern to what it is. But I think
Yeah.
there's a suggestion that it could well be in production for the campaign DLC. But I don't think we've seen anything that would suggest that we may have campaign DLC.
No. No. I don't know what they're doing with that. I was extending to the endless DLC, is what we assume it's going to be called. Maybe like that's what we wanted. Like we want DLC, we want new biomes and stuff because like it's literally all just grassland, isn't
Grass.
it? There's just grass
Yeah.
everywhere. Like we want snow, we want deserts. Come on now, come on.
It's 7 out of
Feel free for
10.
free.
Too much
7 out of
grass.
10, too much grass. Yeah. I mean, I'm still waiting for mission select. I know that's coming in the winter update, but it's just like that's what I want. I want to be able to just select. I want to get all. I want to do mission select and collect all the skulls, and then just do the campaign back to like through in one run, then and try and do the Enduring Tower achievement.
I want to lend you some help on beating the campaign on Legendary, and that's still
Oh,
in
that'd be fun
effect.
too.
But it's been like that for months, so I don't know. Like, this is the only DLC we might be expecting because everything else you don't know whether it's going to come or not. So it's just like I just don't get this because at the moment we seem to be expecting whether this game is going to get like stopped receiving content or stuff like that. Because if you've been looking at the news, you have 343 staff leaving 343, and there's more staff like leave outs, and there's shortages, and the player base according to Steam charts is peaking at 5,000 at the moment, but it doesn't seem to be, but it's not representative of like what's happening with the Windows Store version or the Xbox version. I imagine there's more like players on the Xbox version, but I wouldn't imagine it would keep reaching the million players. So my guess is that when the people are so disappointed, they're already like calling for boycotts of a store, which means they feel as if they would fake with their wallets. But I mean, I think the trouble is that they're trying to like force their hand and they expect people to stop paying for like Halo Infinite items. But it's entirely in your right to buy anything you have on the store. Like, if you feel like you're interested in any of this stuff, feel free to buy it. It's not up to others to like tell you how you should spend your money. And it's been a huge problem. Like this week, it's a really interesting shop. There's a bright green Pfizer, which is a green Ecto or some sort like that. I bought that for like 300 credits, and it looks so good on the Mark 7 armor. I know I'll probably get a lot of hate for this, but this is a really nice purchase and I like it. But I've also saw the bronze and the blue armor, and it's got like flower armor effect as well as a silver model pose. And there's also a butterfly emblem, and I think it's interesting for me to get that. But then I just think I'm not sure if I'm willing to like spend credits on this, since I'm getting less and less interested in the game, and I just feel that like I know that people feel as if they are voting with their wallets and try to hit them where it hurts, but I think the reason they should be having, and just like what I have, is I just feel as if whether our money is well spent on getting more content over to Halo. That's my concern, because if there's like more stuff that I can buy, but then somehow they try and expect us to spend more in the game when obviously there's not a lot of things done with the game, it just makes you feel as if you're like you're being robbed and feel as if you're being milked.
Yeah, which we. Yeah, I mean, I'm not normally a massive fan of the microtransactions, but I have bought a couple of things from Halo Infinite. I must admit. I get the battle pass.
So what's the last item you spent on for Halo Infinite?
Probably the samurai swords when there was the samurai event. So that was a while back.
I noticed you purchased a skull helmet too, didn't you?
No, that was in the Battle Pass, I think, or was that one of the events? Or did I buy it? I can't remember.
Because I
I
saw
can't.
you have this like the visors that's got like
Skull
skull
Vader.
shaped holes in it.
I might have bought that. I can't remember. I can't remember. I thought it was part of the Battle
Yeah.
Pass, and maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, it's like a Vader that looks like like a skull mask, which is cool as hell. I'm like, that is badass. I'm definitely having that.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm a sucker. I'm full for it. But I love Halo, and I want it to do well. That's the main thing I want to take people to take from this podcast is that I love Halo. I want it to do well. I'm just a little bit disappointed. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. That's what it is. Free for free. I
Well,
want
I
I want
did.
you to do well. I'm rooting for you. Damn it!
Well,
What's
I
going
did.
on?
Well, I did like commented in like one of the videos, and they say like how I was like so optimistic for the game because I did feel more optimistic compared to like others because they feel as if Halo Infinite is like a huge crashed game or some sort like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
It feels as if it's crashed and burned, and I wanted to hope because I feel as if Forge would throw in more maps, and
yeah.
yeah, Forge is what this adds more content to the game. Season 3 is what's gonna keep the game going, but I even like made a recording of like how much it's gonna get better from like August and feels that you should like keep hoping for it. But then this hasn't been published, but it's not going to be published because my opinion seems to have changed ever since they made the news last week. Because
No.
like if they somehow can keep up with a reduced team size, bad management, and even the what and core of the game, I just imagine that it's probably like more likely that they would do with season 3 be finished with it and that it would not receive any more content only to be managed by Microsoft. But I would imagine that Microsoft could end up like having to disband 343 and dissolve it. I mean, what's your feelings on this?
I really hope they don't do that. Yeah, I don't. They need to do something. As I said, I feel like maybe keep free for free the way they are, but maybe just try and get like you got Creative Assembly, right? They're making their thing. Like try and get other companies involved, like Call of Duty. I come back to Call of Duty again. Activision, they have like 20 studios, and basically they would have like, oh okay, Infinity War is your game this year, but you're gonna get help from Toys for Bob and all whatever. These other little smaller companies are gonna come help you out and give you extra hand. Like that's what I feel like they should do with Halo. Like they just add, like get some more, just get more people involved. Give them more resources. Expand, hire some people. Try get people who are passionate about Halo. I'm sure there's lots of people who are passionate about Halo. I've got a degree in game design. I'm passionate about Halo. Come hire me for free. I'm totally down for it. It's like get more people involved. That's why I feel like they keep saying they have lower resources. I don't understand how a company that's run by like Microsoft's flagship could be lower resources. It's mad to me, and I feel like more hands on deck, get more people involved. That's the only thing I can think of. That's like if they're lower resources, give them more resources. I don't understand why a Halo of all games is the game that's struggling to keep content on the table. They should be.
Uh,
It should just be. It should just be endless content. There should be like with the amount of budget that this game should have. I don't know. Maybe I'm too naive. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. What do you think?
well, it's just it's all right because it's nice of someone to still be hopeful for the game, and I like that. But I think it could be like a minority compared to a lot of Halo fans who are giving up on the game. But I think there's a lot of toxic negativity with the game, and I
Right.
understand that like there's more you're more likely to see Halo fans complaining about the game, whereas like you have people who are enjoying Forge, they see some really good results in the maps and feel that the game should go on because of a Forge. There's people who's like hoping that things will come soon and they like it. But I think when you have like delays to the game, then I think it's just got likely to tip the whole scale and end up like having more negativity in the game. And I have to admit, to be fair, it's really upsetting as far as I know.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
Anyway,
it's upsetting with me as well. I would like. The Halo Master Chief Collection is now finally got to that kind of level. I would just like I'm hoping in a year or two's time that we're just gonna not be talking in such a negative light with it about Halo Infinite. We're just gonna be talking about how good it is and how they fixed it and how they got everything working properly. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm just hoping this time
what?
next year we're gonna be like, "Woo, Halo's back, baby."
Yeah, I hope so too. But what
I
I
hope
don't
so. That's
get
what I hope.
is 343 is actually giving more care veteran to it. And so far, like, they've already rounded up all the stuff, especially Halo Online, over to Halo Master Chief Collection. But
Yeah.
now it's just like you got more, even more cosmetics in. Like, there's mobile suit cosmetics, you got like demon style armor. I mean, what happened to that for the Halo Infinite? Like, is this something to do with a separate team for the game when some of these people could be working on Halo Infinite? I mean, this is just like asking for more content for the games that have been released over 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I just
It's
don't get
weird.
this.
I
Also,
just
did you notice like they already added the microtransactions to the game just to get more Spartan points? I mean,
yeah
you
we
didn't
yeah.
agree with that.
No, I didn't agree with that. Still don't. I don't, especially because the game you had to buy the game as well. It's not a free to play game. Halo Master Chief Collection is not free to play, so you shouldn't have microtransactions in it. That's by the way I see it. Is that game? If it's a free to play game, then fair enough. But if it's a game you pay for, then no, you shouldn't be double dipping. You should be double charging customers for money. You know.
Not only that, it's just like it's a huge 110 gigabyte game, and
Yeah.
that includes a campaign. But I think you can like select only the multiplayer aspects of the games and keep it like that.
All right.
Don't you think? I don't
I'm
know
not sure.
because
But I haven't gone back to play Master Chief Collection in a while, but it's always, the games are solid and they're always fun to play. Halo 3 is always a blast to play online. I still holds up to this day. It's still my favorite game of all time, and I still think the best shooter ever made is Halo 3. As
well,
far as I'm
well,
concerned.
bear in mind that it just takes a huge portion of a Xbox Series X's 1 terabyte drive, even
Oh
less
yeah,
if you're on Series S, because it's just like even if you select the games, you still like take a huge amount of space. Because the other way, that because it's on Game Pass, you can stream it. So therefore, like you can like how do I put it? You can stream it and play the game from the cloud, but
yeah,
my internet connection is not that great, so therefore I can't
same.
do much unless I have a good internet connection.
I
So,
yeah,
and yet, Halo Master Chief Collection is just like 343 Industries continues to add more content. Like you have more 20th anniversary content, like grants and old armor, compared with
yeah,
Halo Infinite, and you only get like a couple of coatings for armor, Mark 7 armor, and Warthog. And it's just like Halo Infinite hasn't been given the same amount of care as what they give to
no,
Master Chief Collection.
not even close. No. Um, I'm hoping that's something that they will fix though going forward. Yeah,
Well,
as I said,
bear in mind that Halo 5 is like kind of currently dead in the water. They
oh yeah,
say that people have like they can still get into some of the modes. And they said about Firefight and Team Slayer, but that's all you get because if you want to try things like Warzone, for instance, you're gonna find any players with it because most people have dropped shipped with Halo 5, which means it's technically a dead game unless you play it for
yeah.
the campaign. So
Why would you do
if you
that?
want to
Just
like
play it
have a
fun.
more authentic Halo experience, Halo Master Chief Collection is your best bet, and it's been released
Yeah,
in like 2014, even before Halo 5.
yeah. It's crazy to think that. Yeah. Um, it is weird to think that the best thing the 343 has ever made is essentially just a collection of the Bungie games. That's kind of sad in a way.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Halo Infinite is falling apart, and I think when it falls apart, Halo Master Chief Collection is the only Halo game that people will flock to. But
Yeah.
even I just don't think as if I would like go back to it and play on it because I just feel like it's like it has so much things going on, and I think like probably not. I may not be interested with it, so
Yeah.
therefore I may probably like not be so interested with it, even if it means replaying the campaign, because I would rather play on Halo Infinite for its accessibility. But if 343 somehow spends more resources on Master Chief Collection, then I think it's just going to end up misplacing our interests at heart.
Yeah. Definitely. I'm really hoping. Yeah, as you said. Yeah, I agree. I feel like Halo Infinite, there is a core good. There's good gameplay there, and it's core, which is the thing. I feel like Halo 5 almost nailed it, but I feel like Halo Infinite completely nailed the gameplay. Don't forget, like the first week or so this game came out, everyone was super excited, everyone was super happy with it. Like for the first week or so, or the first month or so, it's just when we run out of content is when the issues started to arise.
Hmm.
Uh, I think if they can figure out a way of having a steady stream of content and keeping it bringing, and making us enough variety of stuff to do, I feel like Halo Infinite can be successful. It's just waiting for hopefully them to do that.
Well, I think the opportunity for that was long past, and now it's just
Yeah,
like, oh, you get players are coming back from like Master Chief Collection because they've been spoilt with lots of raids, lots of unlockables, lots of maps.
yeah,
Like you can unlock a lot of the stuff that's been released for the all the old games there, as well as Halo Online, and you just have all of it.
yeah.
Plus, Master Chief Collection is out on PC and has the most has one of the best modding communities because you get some really good mods. Like you got a remake of Halo on Halo 3 engine. You got new campaign for like Halo, and you even have cursed campaign mods of it as
Oh
well.
yeah, I've played the curse. It's weird the curse mode.
So
It's funny
therefore,
though.
it's just like as if Halo Master Chief Collection has been given with plenty of love, and it just makes it so rewarding if you stick with it as a PC gamer for years. So
Yeah,
I think
but
it is really good.
with the so like the Halo Master Chief Collection at launch didn't work though for like the first year or so, and then they managed to get it polished and get it working, and they managed to get all the stuff on there and get you people add a progression system and all that. And so I feel like if you look at Master Chief Collection, you look at games like No Man's Sky or Fallout 76. There's games that were not very good at launch, but people have gone back to now. They've added stuff and fixed a lot of the issues. I feel like
And how long do they take? Is it like a year
just 10 years.
before think? Sorry.
10 years, I don't know, a while. But I feel like Infinite has potential. I feel like, as I said, the core gameplay is good. They just need to fix their roadmap, and they just need to start churning out more content. That's what it is. And I feel like if season 3 is decent, we might get some people back, and it might become more of a game that people play regularly. I'm hoping. Just fix your shit. 343. Fix it.
I think this
Do
is a
it.
talk between not only like I know there's a couple of like Xbox players on the podcast, but there's
Yeah.
been a battle between like between the families of Manchester United and Liverpool. There's been a battle between a Nintendo kid and a Sega kid,
Oh
and
yeah.
now there's going to be a battle between Optimus Prime and Megatron or Pessimist Prime.
Pessimist Prime. Optimistic
because
Prime. That's funny.
because I seem to speak from what is perceived at the moment, and I
Yeah.
feel like a bit nihilistic towards this whole game, whereas
I mean,
you
I don't blame you.
absolutely believe that the same treatment of Master Chief Collection should apply to Infinite and be
I
able to
hope
make a
it's so.
huge comeback.
Mm. Yeah, me being the optimist, that's scary. That's something that I'm used to. I'm not usually the optimistic one. What's going on? I'm just I just want Halo to do well because I love Halo. I've always loved Halo, and that's the reason I'm an Xbox fan. Um, yeah, like people go, "Oh, you're biased. You only say you like Halo because you're an Xbox fan." It's like, no, I'm only an Xbox fan because I like Halo. Like that's the difference. Halo was the reason I am an Xbox fan. I want it to do well, and I have a bad feeling that you're probably right, and it's probably is just going to go to shit, and no one's going to play it, and then we're just going to wait until what Halo 7 or whatever, and then they're going to try it again with Halo 7.
Well,
But
Halo Infinite is already a
oh,
reboot because they retconned a ton of shit that is in Halo 5, and
true.
now they're gonna have Halo Infinite. It's just like going back to the series roots. So, are we literally like going to be asking for another reboot of this? Because I
I don't
I
know.
think they already like did one opportunity too much with it.
I feel like with Halo Infinite, I mean, like spoilers for the story, I guess, but I mean, like it feels like essentially they just skipped Halo 6 and went straight to Halo 7. Like essentially, there's like a whole game's worth of story that they kind of just skipped over, like plot wise. It's like, oh, okay. And so they haven't really rebooted it. They skipped a massive chunk of like stuff that happened, and then we're in the right that now we're in like forget all that stuff with Cortana being evil and taking over the universe and all that. Let's forget that. We'll just move on to the next bit. And it's
now,
like so. I'm
now,
go on. Sorry.
now, now we get all this stuff out of the way. Well, I mean, as we've been talking about Master Chief Collection, you've been thinking like as if Halo 3 and Reach are still superior games. I mean, do you still stand by that?
Yeah. There's not even a question. Yes. Halo 3 is still the. I was gonna make a video about this before, but like I feel like Halo 3 is the perfect first person shooter multiplayer because it had DLC, you had stuff to unlock, you had a leveling up system, but then it didn't have all the microtransaction bullshit that the new stuff has, and it was like you had custom modes, you had video editor, you had screenshot like shit like it had like video sharing and like picture sharing and stuff before like social media was a big thing. It's crazy.
Oh,
It
it's
was
never
such
too
a
late to make
so ahead.
that. I think you should. It's never too late to make the video essay and put it on the channel because I think you have a lot to
Yeah.
say about it, and
Oh
I'm
yeah.
still waiting for you to make this video happen. But to
Maybe
me,
yeah.
I would definitely say that I have more fond memories with like Halo Reach because it's just like smooths the whole experience out for me, and it's like more better featured because I I was a late to the party and bought it like about a year into the game's lifespan or some sort like that. But even so, it's just like still fantastic, and I like it.
I like
But
Halo Reach as well. The Halo Reach is great too.
did you begin with like Halo 3 or was it Halo 1 or 2?
Halo One. I was back
Oh.
in the day, and then Halo Two, and then and then and then like I was obsessed with Halo 3, waiting for it to come out. I was like basically counting down the days. I was like, I need Halo 3 right now. I want it. And I was counting down the days and all that. And I was like watching the trailers every day and stuff like that. I was obsessed. That was the reason I
Well,
bought an Xbox 360 was because of Halo 3. Literally.
I've started with Halo 2 even though I played demos of Halo 1.
Yeah.
So I got into Halo 2 and played the campaign, but I had to wait months before I get Xbox Live multiplayer. And I've
Yeah.
been binging on this multiplayer mode. There isn't a lot of maps, but there's still lots of really good stuff. And it
Yeah.
was when everyone's got a microphone with their head controllers, so everyone's like doing voice chat as the default.
Yeah. Oh, God. I don't want to hear. I don't
Yeah,
want. Oh, the offensive
I
stuff
have
that come
more.
out there.
I have more socializing with other players in the game compared to like days on the Xbox One because that's when microphone's like out of reach or something like that.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, Halo 3 and Reach It's like you go in the lobby, you chat with other people before you get into the game, and it was like a really special moment that's been
Yeah.
stripped away from Halo Infinite.
Oh
But
yeah.
there's also a system where you get to veto or vote on the map where you can play next. You know, the
Yeah.
tactical Slayer playlist in Infinite, it's like used to be battle rifles, but now you're most expected to go in any game that does not have battle rifles in. And I think that's when the
Yeah.
playlist gets really stale for me. But if they had this like voting or veto system in, you can
Definitely.
definitely like go for battle rifles every time, and you can tell like how useful this system is. Plus, you get
Yeah.
into the lobby and you get to like have a conversation with other people before you go into the game. I mean, this is what's lacking from like Halo Infinite.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it's like, as I was saying earlier as well, it's like the like when you saw someone in a samurai outfit, like with the katana on their back, you'd be like, "Damn, that person's completed the game. Like, has got all these achievements, and they're badass. They must be really good at the game." Now it's like, "Oh, that person's got a lot of money, and they've spent a lot of money on microtransactions." Like that, like that's like the difference now. Is like before you'd be like an actual proof that you're good at the game. Now it's literally just proof how much money you've got, and it's
It
not
was
as
made.
not as
It was turned
interesting.
into a. It was made into a joke, and I think it still applies to anyone that bought a lot of cosmetics for the game.
Yeah.
You know, there's like Master Chief sucks a Halo fee, which is part of like Arby and the Chief series.
Yes, yes, one of my favorites. I love that, and the
There was
recon helmet and stuff.
there's a skit, one of the gags there, where Master Chief has like got all the skulls and completed the game. So he just went
Yeah.
into the game and got this samurai armor. It's like, I got look, check it out, I got samurai armor. And the other guy's like, um, what's it? How's it goes? Oh, congratulations, you idiot! But I got the Spartan armor. No, you have not. You're just an idiot. And then there's like another person coming in who has this samurai armor too. Therefore, it just shows like how much of an idiot for you are for getting this armor. And it's same when you like buy all the cosmetics.
Yeah. It was always, I need recon now, recon helmet, recon, lol, 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 lol. I was like, oh, okay, so recon, I always think is like whenever I see a recon helmet, I'm like, oh, that's must be rare. And it's like, no, now it's like the most common helmet, or what, like super
Yes,
common.
exactly. Even it's
Uh,
got evolved into a trailblazer, but both the Recon and the Trailblazer, you can get it on the Season 1 Battle Pass. And
yeah,
everyone's like flaunting it, but now it's just like a typical helmet, so never mind.
yeah. So I mean, we're on to the. So I mean,
I
that's
think I think um I think we need to like go through and like you grew up with Halo 3 and have fond memories. I
oh
have
yeah.
fond memories of Reach, and I had a lot of fun with it. Plus, I did a
I still
video where I
love Reach.
compared sounds from Halo Reach and
Yeah,
Halo 4. It's just like
yeah,
the Reach is like got the gameplay refined, and I had a huge blast compared to Halo 3. But speaking of
yeah.
which, when we get over to Halo 4, it's like it's cool, but they try to compete so much with other games like Call of Duty that it ended up being a different game. I mean, do you agree?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Halo Reach. I still love Halo Reach as well. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, like Halo. Yeah, Halo 4 is just Call of Duty. They had like kill streaks and sprinting and other stuff that Call of Duty had. I'm just like, oh, it's just Call of Duty. So I still played it. I still like maxed out my character and stuff. But no,
I
it's
just
my
find that
new
the
favorite
aesthetic,
multiplayer in the Halo series. I think Halo 4.
the aesthetics are cool, but you wouldn't really consider this to be a Halo game. And Halo 5 is just like the expansion of it. Now they've just
Yeah,
flushed it all out and tried to be a tribute to like Halo 3 with like Halo Infinite. And
which
that's
I'm glad.
when, yeah, when 343's like completely lost the plot.
Well, with Halo, I feel like the core tenets of Halo is that every player starts off with the same weapons. Everyone starts off with the same weapons, and it is about finding the best weapons on the map, and it is about like map control and weapon placement and memorizing where the layouts are and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, so that guy, there's a rocket launcher going to be on the top of this building. so we got to make sure that no one gets our rocket launcher before we do. And it's just like that kind of strategy to it. Whereas Call of Duty is just like level up, get the best gun ever, and then just run around and hide around and just camp, and just like I feel like a lot of it is like. I feel like putting power weapons in certain places makes people move, and it makes it more interactive game mode, and like more variety to Halo. I feel like a game could go so many different ways, and that's the core tenet to Halo. And I feel like Halo 4 they totally forgot that, and now it feels like they finally fixed it, but not got enough content for it. God damn it! It works, but it's not enough. Sorry.
And now with Fortnite, Fall Guys, and Halo Infinite, you have to like buy more cosmetics and customize your character because you're going to end up looking like a default.
Yeah.
And I still see all those grey armor in Halo Infinite, and it's just like it's too common. Like it's just why not give the people an option to customize the characters to their heart's content and be rewarded for doing that? But instead, you would be expected to grind through challenges and spend more money on the game. It's ridiculous.
No, it is. I think you could still manage to get a decent armor set without paying anybody, but people don't seem to. Yeah, I do see a lot of the grey armor. I'm like, no, ugly.
Well, anyway, the Master Chief Collection versions of Halo 3 and Reach, not the same, really. No. Do you think?
They've added weird stuff to it. I'm not super into the new stuff. I mean, if it they should just left it the way it was. But there you go.
I think they just diluted it. Like you can like pick and choose which modes you like to play. It's very very flexible, but it doesn't give you the same experience of the UI, the menu in the lobbies, and then you just don't really have this whole same experience. Like, it gives you the gameplay, but it doesn't give you the same sensation as when you play on the Xbox 360 games, which you cannot play Xbox Live on them anymore.
Yeah, which is a bummer. I don't know why they got rid of the Xbox Live for Halo 3. It's so annoying. So I would love to play Halo 3 still. I'm sad now. You've made me sad.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty much... I think we covered most things today. I mean, are we going to...
stick with the lighter subject?
No, it's just we're nearly an hour and a half into the podcast now, so I thought we'd start to wrap it up. That's all.
Yep, that's right. And I think we should wrap up with the topic of the show. Guess what it is?
God, what is Halo?
Well, it's Yappening.
What is Yappening with Halo? Yeah, this is the Yapping event. Yappening. I don't even really know what it means. I just think it's it's like big team battles, right? That's literally it. It's big team battles and randoms.
Oh, what's that?
Sorry, you came through my speaker by mistake. Okay, don't worry.
I thought it was Japanese. Anyway, it's basically the Yappening is introduced in Master Chief Collection, I imagine. I think it's supposed to be like team action sack, where you have all these random modes, and it just becomes a huge event that you would be expected to have a lot of silliness, a lot of vibrancy, and it's just basically it. And it's based on the legend of Yip Yap, which is a legendary grunt, which is literally their own version of like Master Chief. So they have like game modes where it has some like randomness into this whole thing, and it's just basically it. So the store, I thought there was a delightful meringue armor that's got some like bunny or donkey ears, but it's not. It's gonna happen next week because on the store you got like a bronze armor bundle. There's a orange and black armor bundle that has a really nice purple visor and has that Jago's pointing stance as well. Plus you got like a grunt emblem pack. But as I said, I just bought this like ultra bright green armor, and that's the only thing I bought. But I'm not buying other things because I think like if it's been released before the roadmap was announced, you have more people owning the armor. Like if it wasn't for the roadmap announcement beforehand, I could have easily got the bronze armor. But now I'm just like debating whether I should get it. I mean, I don't know whether I should buy it now, but it's just like so good, and the supermodel thing is quite nice, but I'm like,
With
nah.
with the Yappening as well, you get is it a 10 tier battle pass that we've got
Yes.
for 2 weeks? So there's like a logo, there's an emblem where you're like a guy slipping over a banana skin. You can
Mhm.
also get a banana keyring, and there's like some nice bright colors, and there's like a mohawk you can get as well, like a metal mohawk, which is kind of
That's only
cool.
for that's only for one of the helmets in the
Yeah,
Akasha armor, and that's it. So I did
still it's
try
nice.
looking for it. I did try looking for it for a while, and then I realized, oh, there's only with that specific helmet, and that's the only attachment you can get for it. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to having something. It gives me a reason to play it. I like playing Halo, and I have a reason now to play it for like a week or 2 weeks just to
I
unlock everything.
the only reason I'm like playing it is just to get all the rewards on it.
Yeah,
Because as much as I feel like I can get this key ring and there's a parasite ecto visor there, but now I'm just like less interested to get it. So I'll probably like try to finish the pass and just leave it like that because I've quite got a lot to catch up on in terms of games.
fair
But
enough.
I think the best one is the armor coating that is a green, white, and black one. I'm really excited to get that one because it looks so good.
Yeah, I'll have to have a look at that. But yeah, I'm just looking forward to beating the battle pass. Just I like to have lots of stuff to choose between. Yeah, I'm. It's just something to aim for, isn't it? So I've been playing a little bit of it this morning and last night. It's fun. It's like Fiesta, big team battle and stuff like that. So it's interesting.
Well,
I always like action sack. As I said, that was like my favorite mode in the Halo 3 back in the day. So
I I'm actually disappointed because after seeing all those leaks where you have increased jump and enablers, and I was expecting, oh, this is a kind of action stack that's going to be great. But instead, you have this playlist about yapping that's only in big team battle, and you either get into like rockets and skewers, or
yeah,
you go into Fiesta, and that's it. They only like change the weapons, and that's where I'm like really disappointed with it because I thought they
fair
would make
enough.
them like add a lot of mayhem to it, but then it's just it's just basically it. Once you have like 10 matches of it, you just feel like you're bored, so bored that you get so
Yeah,
frustrated with the challenges that you're not unbeating them, and you just feel like I don't want to go through the same shit just to get the what keyring, and that's how I
yeah,
basically feel with it. But I think others are like having a fun time because the rocket launches is like the best game mode. There's also like the Fiesta, and then it's really fun, but it's a bit of a mayhem. I think the 343 could have done a bit more extra with it, such as
yeah.
adding more game modes and all this bits like that. But instead, it's just like, yeah, you're most likely to be in Fiesta, and that's what I get with this whole thing. It could get better next week because they may throw in shotty snipers, but that's about it.
Ooh, I love shotty snipers. I hope they do that. I hope so. I hope they get the shotty snipers. Yeah, so I mean, I'm enjoying the Yappening for what it is. More stuff of this, I'd be happy with if they did this more frequently. But yeah, we are. Hopefully, the roadmap's gonna improve. I don't know.
I
I
I mean, I don't really have a lot of hopes for it. Also, I should mention that at the same week, there's a new Halo Championship Series coatings, and it's
Okay.
basically the return of the new look armor coatings.
All right.
Only the difference is you don't get them as kits. You instead have them as like coatings, so you can customize them. But it's like completely different colors. Like Navi used to have a really good armor coating, but now it's just like they added blue to it, and optics now like got extra bronze to it. So I'm not that pleased with it, but the optics own armor coating is like the best of them all. I also found the
Nice.
Sentinels one, which is like more red with it, and the battle rifle. That one's like really, really brilliant. I just kind of feel as if like I could get one of those, but I think none of those things are like taking my interest in buying them,
No.
even if you can like only get them as like armor coatings. But they don't like throw any visors with it too.
I'll have to have a look at that. I haven't looked at that yet. You'll have but yeah, more options is good, I guess. But obviously, it's yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. So, is there anything else we wanted to discuss today, or is we?
I think we need to like sum up our conclusions about this whole thing, the news and the future Halo. So I know you're like
Yeah.
optimistic, but how would you sum it up in like a few sentences on how you feel about Halo Infinite so far?
Disappointed, a little bit let down by it. I'm hoping that they're gonna fix it. I still enjoy the game for what it is, but yeah, I'm hoping that we get more stuff, and I'm hoping that they put more, get more, as I said, get more resources involved. Microsoft doing what you need to do to get them to make more stuff. Obviously, I don't want crunch or anything like that, but I would just want them to try and get more stuff out. As I said, a little bit disappointed, but we'll just have to see how it goes from here, I suppose. And I'm going to play some Yappening as soon as this podcast is finished. How about you?
Well, I would have to say that I know you've said quite a lot of things about it, but to me, to sum up in a few sentences, I that I am. It's not the case of me being burning out with this game. I'm burnt out. Weekly
Yeah,
challenges no longer fun. The game modes always the same,
yeah,
and you have so much promises. And you even mentioned there's new other kinds of content than just maps, but I think it's about to be too late. And I think Halo Infinite is going to be swallowed up by other games with more potential. It's but it's not the case of me being angry at 343. I'm just disappointed in them.
yeah,
No
me too.
disrespect to the staff because I know they have worked so hard on the game. They delivered some of the best stuff with the whole game as well. Like they delivered a really fun campaign. They have lots of good bits with it. It's been let down by bad management, and it just seems as if there's some issues on the creative vision and how they didn't make it so authentic that people
Yeah,
would just end up having to spill a lot of money for it. So, I mean, I don't mean a lot of the disrespect to them because I know I can speak up on my opinions about this whole thing, but I've been constantly being let down by it so much that this game is no longer fun. Although
yeah.
I think because of this podcast, I would definitely take your word that it's probably going to be like, say, going to get better, make a comeback.
I hope
So
so.
that's a good thing. But right now, like for so many hopes and dreams I have for Halo Infinite, I think it's already been like dashed. So therefore, I'm not expecting anything else with it. So I'm just sad, to be honest. Not
Yeah, me
really
too.
going at. I'm just not that angry with 343. Just sad, really.
And on that downer, I think we're gonna end the episode. So, um, yeah, we're gonna end the episode there, I guess. What do you guys think? Are you excited for some Halo content? Do you like the new roadmap? Do you hate the new roadmap? Are you playing Halo Infinite still? Have you given up on the series? What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Is there anything else you wanted to say before we end the episode?
uh, not
Alice?
really, but it's
No.
interesting we didn't even speak about Splitgate.
Spiky. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching. Um, leave a comment, like if subscribe because we're still a small channel and we want to grow, and we're at, like quite a low amount of subscribers. So if you want to subscribe, please do. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time, do sweet. Later, guys.
Bye.
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 Thank you for listening to the X Marks the Box podcast. Follow us at X Marks Box on Twitter or X Marks the Box on YouTube. And follow us on all audio podcast services. Thanks for listening.